Good evening, mother flippers. It's just the two of us at the moment, but Duncan might pop in because he just likes a dramatic entrance because his sort of slight frustrated child actor
weird
thing going on with him. So he'll probably burst flamboyantly in a minute and interrupt everything. But that aside, welcome to Too Much Time on Our Hands. I'm Russ, you're Dan? It's that way around, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm pretty certain. Yeah, that's the one.
I'm Russ, he's Dan, I'm Russ. And tonight we're going to be looking at...
Warhammer.
Surprisingly not.
No, not
genuinely had to think quite hard for something non-Warhammer related that wasn't Age of Sigmar, which I don't think is different enough.
No, I don't think there's much talk about Age of Sigmar wise at the moment, is there?
Not at the moment, no. I can't because I don't know anything about it, apart from you get told off if you call them Space Marines. But apart
Sigmarines.
From that, I'm not too up on it. But you know, got all that to look forward to.
Mm.
Is there a 60-book series about the end times of the old world? No,
I don't think so. I think we just kind of lived it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they played it as a campaign, didn't they? And to decide what was going to happen to the universe.
Yeah, which I remember as happening all of 5 minutes ago, but it was about 20 years, wasn't it?
I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was like 2015. I can't believe we're actually talking about Age of Sigmar after all this.
Took 14 seconds.
Okay, we should probably talk about what
we're not.
Our main topic.
Shut it. We're doing.
This is your topic, Russ, as well.
This is the first thing I can think of that was not 40k related. So it seems
I think it's a good one.
I'm not 100%. Is it being completely confirmed, or is it just so heavily rumored it may as well be true that Aaron Taylor Johnson is going to be our next Bond?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
It's not been completely announced, has it?
But went through all the lists of potentials, and they were inconveniently not white. So they had to eventually go through and find like the next guy that wanted to be James Bond that was white, which is Aaron Taylor Johnson. Because there is no way we could have possibly had anyone that wasn't white.
Yeah, but you got to remember, this is a very young franchise. It's still finding its feet, and you know, maybe when they've got 20-something films under the belt, then there'll be time to experiment with maybe a non-white male, conventionally good-looking Bond. But for now, I think it's probably best just to play it safe while people are still getting used to this character. Nobody really knows anything about him. Or, you know, it's early days for that kind of avant-garde.
Established its tried and tested formula. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it really needs that first.
I'm sure he'll do a good. I'm not really very familiar with anything he's done apart from Quicksilver, to be honest.
Quicksilver. Oh yeah, he was Quicksilver, wasn't he? Kick-Ass.
Is he in Kick-Ass?
He is Kick-Ass.
Oh, of course, yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was a child then, so it doesn't count.
He was a lot younger. He was just in Bullet Train.
No, I've not seen that yet.
As like a Cockney hitman gangster type.
Sounds good.
He was quite good in that, admittedly.
That could be like they always have like something they do as their sort of Bond audition, don't they? It's like Daniel Craig had Layer Cake. So that might be one of those.
Well, maybe Craven the Hunter's his, because that's yet to come out because it still needed work. The studio that brought us Morbius and Madam Web. Yeah. I think called it Madam Spiderweb.
Maybe they actually opened the door for the first time since they started making these movies, and they were like, "Oh, guys, people don't like these. These are bad."
This one was meant to come out before Madam Web, and they held it back because they didn't think it was good enough and needed more work or something. I can't remember.
So
exactly
let's play it safe. Let's get the surefire hit Madam Web out there first, so that everyone relaxes into this.
It's a fucking awful film. It's really not good.
From like, obviously I haven't seen it because I never get to see anything, but it does sound like it's not even worth going to just to sort of take the piss out of it. It's just not very much fun.
I'll tell you what, right? As I just hold a random Space Marine. Aggressor, in case you're wondering, Russ. It's Morbius was so bad it was bad. Okay, which means it went through the part of being just good, straight to then the next part is it's bad but it's funny. We're laughing at it, and then it gets to a point going, holy shit! How fuck dare you release this? This is shit.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah. Madam Web goes one further, where it comes back to being so bad that it wasn't funny, but the fact that we're not laughing at it because it's that bad is funny. I don't know whether that makes any sense.
Kind
Like,
of, yeah.
it's not just so bad it's funny. It's so bad that it's not. It's funny that it's not funny. I don't know whether that makes any sense.
You're laughing at it, not with it, very much.
Yeah, but you are very much 100% all the way through the film laughing at it.
Yeah, but you're also probably laughing at yourself for going to see it.
100% as well, yeah. Equally, I'm glad I went to see it at the cinema so I could experience it with other people.
Yeah, I just sort of look around afterwards going, eesh.
Dune 2 is a great cinema film for very different reasons that Madam Web is a very great cinema film.
Yeah, I've been trying to get tickets. So my office in London is just around the corner from Waterloo, so I kept trying to get tickets to go and see it at the massive
The 70 mil one.
BFI IMAX, but it's booked out until maybe summer.
Yeah, that does not surprise me.
Yeah. So yeah, what we do? So yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson's going to be Bond. That's all we know so far. In fact, we don't even really know that. He may well not be, but he is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's back to that old classic. We could probably do this better. Why didn't they ask us?
I'm 90% certain we could do this better. I think Bond, in general, is pretty fucking tired now, if I'm honest with you.
They have not, like, it's hardly been stretched, has it, since the original films? I mean, yeah, obviously it's been updated and things have changed, and you know, you had the nice bit where they maybe realised that he was a bit of a prick in the Brosnan era, and you know, you have that great speech with them calling him a sexist, misogynist dinosaur. Except then he doesn't change his ways at all, and just
that's the problem. That is the biggest issue.
Acting exactly like he did.
There's the bit in Casino Royale where he realizes killing is really difficult, and he really struggles to deal with like himself after he's killed people shortly before he goes on a killing spree.
Yeah.
So like it's that always seems to be its biggest pitfall, is that it's self-aware until the point where it can't be self-aware anymore, because that's actually really awkward to the storyline.
Yeah. And it is true that there are certain things that this character needs in order to be Bond. Like, I don't think you could have this character not be British. I don't think it would work.
Okay.
You know, I think he has to kind of have that air of suave charm about him. Otherwise, it's just a different character.
I disagree, but we'll get to that.
I will respect your
I think,
ability
right,
to be wrong.
we are now at a point where this doesn't have to resemble novels written 70 years ago.
No, to be fair, like, they don't that much anymore. And obviously, you know, just like literally just the time setting changes everything. There's so much techno babble and weird nonsense in the latest ones. Although it sounds like they might be reframing the time period of the new movies of whatever they're going to do next, and take it back to like the 50s.
Oh, really?
Well, I think that could be interesting, because like, we've kind of seen everything that can happen now anyway.
Okay. But you take it back to the 50s because you want Mad Men James Bond. Which is fine if you're willing to then laugh at James Bond being a misogynist dickhead in the 50s, like you do when you watch Mad Men. No one likes Don Draper.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
Don Draper's a fucking dickhead. And like,
but Bond doesn't, I don't think Bond has to be likable. I mean, he's kind of an arsehole. You
have to, if you take it back to the 50s, that's the only way of doing it.
Yeah.
You can't be like, let's go back to the 50s where it was simpler, where we could smoke in pubs and drive cars drunk and didn't have to wear seatbelts, and we could sleep with as many secretaries as we liked.
I think there would have to be something to address it. If they do that, that's only a
You can't just, because it feels to me like they're using that as an excuse to make Bond just a misogynist prick again.
Back in the good old days.
Exactly, yeah.
Before all this, you know, before all these Ramonas and gays, back when it was back when life was fun.
But like, you need to move away from making it for people that spaff over Jeremy Clarkson. Like, you need to move away from the Clarkson wankers. It can't be that anymore. It has to be something different. Like, it has to be, and I love this because I'm trying to reclaim this. It has to be woke. You have to have a woke
I mean,
James Bond.
I completely agree with you. I don't think I'm going to like it if it doesn't make certain people unhappy. That's not why I will like it. But basically, if your Clarkson type people watch it and go, "Yep, that's brilliant. That's exactly what Bond needs to be," then I'm probably not going to enjoy it.
No, definitely not. And no one under the age of 30 will.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things that you need to... I was saying this in the conversation earlier. If you're smart, before you release the next Bond film, you have a look at what Barbie just did. And you say, Barbie's a questionable icon for capitalism, isn't she? But they've just done something pretty smart with that. Bond's not necessarily likable. He's a misogynist prick who goes around killing people for king and country that no one really cares about, because no one really cares about king and country anymore. What can we do with that? Can we just look at it from the outside and realize that the whole thing's frankly ridiculous? Like, can we just actively make something that's... Bond, as they say, Bond doesn't have to be likable. And then the other thought is, you either go like that direction or you go like a Winter Soldier direction. What if the government actually aren't giving you good advice or giving you good orders? And then you move off to a direction more like Jason Bourne, where it's actually the government they're chasing him. Something like that.
It's not like insane global conspiracy or anything. It's actually kind of smaller and a bit more personal.
And you have the whole thing kind of like... My eventual plan was the whole thing ended up with the House of Parliament being stormed by activated incels from multimedia corporations, which and MI6 playing their part in that by telling him to stand back, basically. And as a result, the end of the first of this series, you have a Bond series that's basically set up for the first film, which is that the UK is in tatters, the monarchy's been brought down, which, so it's not all bad. But like, and you have the House of Parliament stormed by right-wing incels. And then you have Bond having to make questionable decisions as to, like, does he follow orders or he's on the run, so to speak. I also kind of thought that maybe killing people should be difficult in these films. Now, I know they're action films, and we watch Vin Diesel drive about 20 cars.
You say that. They don't have to be action films. And not all of them really are.
No.
So, it doesn't have to be like a stunt fiesta.
No. Yeah.
So like making it a bit sort of harder and dirtier to do this job would be good. Yeah, like the opening of the updated Casino Royale.
Yeah.
People did a really good job of that. Which is then after that he's just casually offing people with no
like the start of Casino Royale goes in a really, really great direction, which is that first kill in the bathroom is so brutal. Like it's clearly really difficult.
Yeah, but then in like what is in film time, presumably no more than a day or so later, he's just like, I'm fine murdering people now.
Yeah, which I suppose is meant to be part of the training.
Well, yeah, like they're meant to be sort of okay with that sort of thing, aren't they?
Yeah,
but that never really seemed very realistic.
Yeah, so I was thinking, like, you go ahead and make him an alcoholic, but like show signs of alcoholism and how, drinking on the job's not always fun if you've got to do it every night and you've got to go out in a very stressful job, which might involve killing someone. And then, like,
there have been a couple of times they've addressed like how much he drinks and stuff like that, but really all it was done was to sort of give a little wink and go, "Fucking legend." He's hammered half the time, and he's still amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe you could do something a bit more with that as well. I don't know. Like, I'm very now you say they're going back to the 50s. I'm very worried.
I think it could be done well, but like I say, it can't just be so they don't have to worry about all that woke nonsense.
You remember when women were women? Yeah, we're going back to that. Yeah. Like
Moneypenny is going to be a fucking secretary again.
Yeah. Oh, I had Moneypenny as secretary in my one, but she's the trans lady from Barbie, the Barbie movie. So
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
My wife's suggestion was to have a woman being Q and a man being Moneypenny.
I like that.
Which would be pretty good. So anyway, so roughly what we're doing tonight when
Yeah.
we stop wanging on about stuff is
Yeah.
we're coming up with some casting suggestions. It's pretty obvious, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, not just for Bond. Some other people who could be in some of the key roles in this, because there are certain sort of characters that always appear. So your M's, your Q's, Moneypenny, Felix. These are sort of permanent characters, aren't they?
Yeah. Got some ideas. I'm looking forward to getting them out there. So yeah.
Okay, you very much look like you were smoking a pipe there.
It's a pen. So do we start off with James Bond?
Yeah, let's start off with some suggestions for Bond.
Okay, I think just throw a few out there. Like, we didn't start the fire list. Like, list a load of names, basically, and see what sticks. And I think what we do is we come up with it and go, this is who we want in our James Bond film.
Yeah. So let's start with some of the more obvious ones that have been talked about quite a lot. So your Taron Egertons, your Tom Hardys, that kind of stuff.
Taron Egerton, maybe. That was Tom's choice, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think he should get to do it just because he's too likeable, too talented.
He is quite likeable.
And too successful. And he frankly doesn't need it. Because he's got Kingsman. Yeah. He can go and do that.
My choice was Bridgerton, dude. And I can't remember the Regé-Jean.
Oh, Regé-Jean Page. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think he'd be great because he is suave AF in Bridgerton.
Yeah, he's handsome as fuck as well.
He's effortlessly cool.
Yeah.
His episode of CBeebies Bedtime Stories.
He's done one.
Caused seismic damage to the UK. He's got this sort of smouldering intensity. I think he would be amazing.
The more I look at him, the more I think he would be my. If I could choose anyone, he would be my choice.
To be Bond, or just like your best friend / cuddle buddy?
Yes, actually, is the answer to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yes.
I think he's really got it. Idris Elba's obviously mentioned a ton as well. I quite like.
Idris Elba, I think, would have been great.
Yeah.
I don't think he really wants to do it anymore. I mean, he's 50 something.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that he looks significantly younger than me, and it's a physical, very demanding role. You're probably signing up for at least 4 or 5. Like, they're not going to sign somebody up on a 1-film deal. They're going to at least want 4 out of you. So it'd be a massive commitment, and he doesn't particularly need it. So I don't think he really wants it anymore.
No.
But I do think he would have been good. But he is very firmly in my suggestions for M. Oh. And it could be done very much with the sort of air of, I used to do this shit. So it's not that M is just some bureaucratic paper pusher.
He could have been ex-007
agent who knows exactly what 007 is up to and going through.
Yeah.
And he's done all this shit and a lot more besides. I think he'd be good in that kind of role.
Any other thoughts for James Bond?
Dev Patel.
Oh, I love it.
Have you seen the trailer for
Monkey Man?
Monkey Man.
It looks so good. I'm going to see it.
It looks amazing.
Yeah,
and he looks incredible in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just more of that, please.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It does look good.
Plus, he's very witty and kind of he can sort of switch between kind of effervescent funniness and like real serious intensity quite handily.
Yeah.
So I think he could be really interesting.
I like that. What was I going to say? People have mentioned Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, that interesting. He is not someone who like would spring to mind to me as a choice, but he's an amazing actor.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're probably
the thing I worry about with him is there's a certain subset of those right-wing incel types that thinks people like Tommy Shelby are really cool and the way you should be. And I worry that they would get a bit too much out of this.
Yeah. Well, people really don't understand, not even subtlety, do they? They don't understand just because someone dresses nice that they're not likable.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? But, okay, and Duncan had a suggestion, if he ever joins us. which was Matt Berry. I'd seen that one on the internet a few
Yeah, I
times.
mean, I'd go and see it. I want
I,
him in full like toast of London.
you know how you can hire cinemas for parties.
Hmm.
I would do that, and then not invite anyone else.
Yeah, like
I'd go on my own and just have the whole cinema to myself, and just watch, a toast version of James Bond, and
I mean,
would be happy.
it will probably destroy the franchise, but I honestly think that's worth it.
I'd watch it. I'd watch the shit of it. You can have is it Matt Holness as M as well, or Q in full on Garth Marenghi mode.
Yep. But
That'd be
basically, just
great.
have the cast of Dark Place doing it. Richard Ayoade as Q.
As Q, yeah, okay. Matt Holness as M,
Yeah.
yeah. Cannot remember
Yeah.
her name. As Moneypenny.
I always get it's Alice Lowe, isn't it?
Yes,
I always
that's
call her
the one,
Madeline Wool, which is what she's called in fucking Dark Place.
yeah. Would you like an egg
it's,
and
it's
soup?
not the name of her character; it's the name of the actor that she is in Dark Place.
Here, let me cut your pork pie.
You're a woman, aren't you? Yes, I hope that's not a problem. So, like, yeah, if they were to go that way for it, then that's the only way they can do going back to the 50s, sexism is okay type stuff, is if
Yeah.
they full ridiculous.
Yeah. So your choice for M was Idris Elba.
Idris Elba or Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson, that's the one you mentioned before. I fucking love that.
Yeah. Very much thinking like her in The Fall. Kind of absolutely no bullshit, but also a bit weird.
Yeah.
Could be very cool.
Little in joke as well when she meets like the head of the CIA and it's David Duchovny.
Yes.
Well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You guys know each other? Yeah. From a long time ago. Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Is he your ex? Not my ex. No.
Wink.
There's
we're in the
definitely a
X-Files.
file on him. I had Andrew Scott. I thought you go. I was about to say I thought you go younger, but I've just had not an argument. I had a conversation about this.
Andrew Scott.
He-
But then
he's
he kind of
47.
was M, wasn't he? He was he C?
Oh, was he in one of them already?
He was in fucking hell, here he is. Yeah, he was in Spectre.
I didn't even. Was he?
Andrew Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've totally forgotten about that.
Andrew Scott, Inspector.
Possibly. I mean, you're probably
What's he
right.
called in it? Max Denby. He's the like head of the new security service that like takes over MI6 and shuts down the old building before it gets blown up.
Okay, well, we're going to forget that because now he's M.
Fair enough.
Okay,
No,
so
no,
who
no.
cast as
M-
James
M-
Bond, by the way? We
M
didn't
has to-
decide.
M has to be Matt Berry. Bond. I need you to go to New York.
I hate to do this to you, mate, but we've done the Dark Place bit.
Because you said Bond for Matt Berry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bond should be Matt Berry as well.
So we're going to go with that, but then have the entire cast of Dark Place fulfilling all the other roles as well.
Yeah, I'm actually for that.
Hello, Duncan. Duncan has joined us.
At last.
But who are we picking as Bond?
Matt Berry.
We're not picking Matt Berry as Bond. That pains me to say that.
I mean,
I think it's Renee Jean Page. Personally, is my
I-
choice. Mr. Bridgerton guy as well. as I like to call him.
Jean Page
Yeah.
is or Jonathan Bailey, the other Bridgerton guy.
Oh, maybe.
I don't like him as much.
No.
He's pretty cool.
I agree. I think
Also,
Sean
not
Page-
to mention the Space Marine in the room, but Cavill could
Yeah, we
do
didn't
it.
even mention Cavill, do we? Oh, I don't love him as Bond.
I think he could be pretty good.
Mm.
Probably a bit too physically big.
Mm.
he was excellent in The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
He was, and he was very good in Mission Impossible as well, when he was reloading his fists.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know. I'm quite happy for him to just go off and do like other projects, like just spend his whole time doing Warhammer films, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But
when
also
we watched
he-
Bridgerton,
He's now not allowed to be in films if he doesn't have that tash that he had in Mission Impossible, and I can't see James Bond not being clean shaven.
No.
Um, I would agree, Roger Jean Paul, because when I watched him even in Dungeons and Dragons, he's just
Oh,
like,
he's
yeah,
so good as the paladin in Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
he nails it.
Oh, there's a rock in the way. What's he going to do? Oh, he's going to go over it. That film's so fucking good. Like, that film is brilliant.
So the only other thing I was thinking for Bond, and I know we've done kind of like older grizzled Bond, but we could go fully old and grumpy and grizzled. Get someone like Jason Isaacs.
Oh, that'd be good. I like Jason Isaacs.
It'd be very different, and he'd be complaining about his hips a lot, but could be good.
We've missed the obvious one. I think it's time that the Staith was put in as James Bond.
Like that bit at the start of Fast and Furious 9, is it, where you see
Yeah.
him and The Rock doing their morning routines?
Yeah,
Like that's quite Bondian, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, he's perfect for it. I don't see any issues with that. He is just James Bond.
He's brilliant in Spy.
He's great. See, he's great in Spy.
Just
Just
exactly
have
that
that
energy.
character. I convincingly pulled off Barack Obama at the UN summit. I used this arm to sew on this arm.
I don't think that's possible. Oh, he would be good, wouldn't he?
Where'd you get your suit from? I fucking made it, didn't I? Oh, I love him so much in that film. He's so funny. Yeah, so Staith. That led me to someone else. Charlie Hunnam was mentioned before as well, which I kind of hate, if I'm honest with you. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. So he's quite sort of, he's got kind of that kind of energy in that The Gentleman film, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got one of those accents that is all over the place, though.
Well, he's Australian, isn't he? So
Is he?
Well,
He's Geordie. He's a
is
Geordie.
he British or Australian?
Yeah, he's a Geordie.
Why do I think he's Australian? Oh, because he was
Charlie
in
Hunnam.
fucking Home and Away, wasn't he, or whatever it was?
I mean, he was in Sons of Anarchy.
Wasn't he in like Neighbours or something for a while?
Don't think
I might
so.
think of something completely different.
Yeah, he's from Newcastle. He also can never do a convincing accent, including his own. So like he probably shouldn't be James Bond.
I mean, the other obvious old James Bond would be Hugh Grant. Because I personally don't think Hugh Grant at the moment can do any wrong.
See, Hugh Grant would make an excellent M. Now thinking about it,
I was also thinking Hugh Grant for Q because I think he'd be hilarious.
oh, well, Hugh Grant would be a really good Q.
I was also
So what, like, yeah,
thinking Richard
for Q, what do you
Ayoade.
need from Q?
We've already mentioned
Like,
that weirdly
that's
enough.
It's quite a specific character. It's not about someone who's like a believable tech whiz, because he's not making this stuff himself. He's got people. The thing about Q is that he's someone who will tell Bond off pretty much, put him in his place, and give him some advice.
I think he's got to
And
look like he
absolutely
goes
take no
train
shit from
spotting
him.
when he's not making high-tech equipment for the government as well.
I'm going to defend Ben Whishaw here. I think he is actually the ideal Q.
He was
Yeah,
like
but Paddington's a fucking Tory, so we're moving on, okay? I'm joking. I don't care. I do.
but yeah, Pingu as Q was phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay. So Bond, we'll go with Rene G. I'm going to hammer this one. Is that okay with everyone?
I mean, like, I don't.
He might just be too sexy.
You'll have to talk to his agent. I don't think us saying it on this podcast like completely green lights the casting, but I'm going to assume that he'll be in it.
I think he should be the love interest because he's a good looking. He's a sexy man.
I've got an idea for that. So
He's going to be Bond, and the love interest is also him.
Right, he's Bond. M. I really like Gillian Anderson as M. I think that's really good casting.
I'd definitely vote Gillian Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt Berry. Bond, go to New York City.
So my
Gillian
original
Anderson
plan.
or Idris Elba as M, I'd be extremely happy with either.
Idris Elba as M would
Yeah,
be
I quite like that as
amazing.
well. Andy Serkis would make a great M as well.
Oh yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Gillian Anderson's the way to go. I like that a lot.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Okay, Gillian Anderson. My
No,
choice
because there wouldn't be enough Gillian Anderson in it, and I always need more Gillian Anderson.
well, the choice is that or none, really. This round, unless you're making a James Bond.
She could be
that
the
actually
villain.
was a rumor for a while, wasn't it? Like, I
Yeah,
don't think
I'm
anyone
fine
took
with
it that seriously.
So my original plan was Andrew Scott as M and Paul Mescal as Q, and they were totally getting it on like they do in All of Us Strangers. And I really wanted
Bond
that.
has to keep like interrupting them to actually get the mission briefing and stuff.
Yeah, and you're not like. Where is? I said to someone, it's in the background of every scene.
And we see everything.
And we're going to show it.
Nice.
But
Other
yeah.
suggestions for Q that I had. So this genuinely the first person that came to my head, Bob Mortimer.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. Mention his name for fucking anyone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in.
I would
Bob
play
Mortimer is the
completely
main
straight,
villain, sure.
except then just start talking about sort of weird yogurts and jam and stuff for a while.
Him
And coming up
Paul
with
Whitehouse
odd names
together.
and making up weird things that happened to him 30 years ago.
Bob Mortimer as Q, because I like Gillian Anderson as M.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bob Moore, I'm fine with that, by the way.
Who else did I have for Q? Emily Blunt or Natalie Dormer?
Both, I like both of those actually.
Natalie Dormer would also be very good as like another 00 agent or something like that.
I like that. Just looking at who Tom had. A Sigourney Weaver as Q.
Yes. She
I
can
quite
do a
like
good
that.
British
He had
accent.
Reese Ifan as M. He'd make a good Q actually as well, thinking about it.
Yeah, like he can do that slightly strange energy quite well.
Yeah.
We've got
Yeah,
quite a
very
lot of
good.
Qs.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, my choice is
I'm
now
s-
Bob Mortimer. But
I'm seconding Gillian Anderson as M because, again,
Okay.
she can do no wrong.
so Gillian Anderson's M, Renée Jean Page is Bond.
Is Bond.
We need a Q then. Are we really going Bob Mortimer?
I mean, I'm into it.
I'm kind of into it as well. I want him to be as weird as fuck in it though.
But he's kind of
Because-
someone that, like, if you say, like, we want this one to be a bit strange, a bit, a bit offbeat. Some actors, they're going to be trying too hard, and it's just going to be like crazy zany, whereas he'll just be fucking weird.
Just turn up with a paper mache head of Sean Connery or something like that.
Yeah. What was he
Insist
did
on
in
wearing it.
Taskmaster?
See this
Like,
jam?
made a face out of mashed potato and then made a short film of himself with it, or something like that.
See
So that's the
this
sort of
jam?
shit he's up
You
to
twist
when
it
they
that
go
way.
down to the lab.
I
You
feel
twist it
Bob
that
Mortimer is
way,
not
and-
an entirely serious answer. That's the only thing. Could you make it work? Do you think?
I think we could make it work.
Fuck it, I'm in. Let's
Yeah.
go Bob Mortimer then.
See this jam jar?
Yeah.
This jam. You twist it this way, it opens and it's just jam. You put the lid back on and throw it. Blunt instrument.
Well, I'm not getting a word of that, but I'm glad you're having a
No,
good time.
none of that. So we need a love interest and a villain. That's where I'm at.
Right, so
Mhm.
villains.
Yeah.
I'm still sticking with. There's usually like the main villain, and then there's like the sub henchman villain. Main villain, I'm still sticking with Olivia Colman.
Yeah, I
'Cause
like that.
I think she would be amazing evil, and as her like, sometimes there's the sexy but badass villain.
Oh my God, Brooks,
Zendaya.
I have
I'd-
Florence Pugh because this is currently a
just
film
have-
without Florence Pugh in, and from what I understand, that's not legal right now. So
Could we just have both of them, like all three? It would be, that works as well. There's been Bonds where there's been like 3 badasses, or 2 badasses.
So yeah,
and
you
one.
have like your main villain, you have the sexy assassin, and you have the enormous henchman.
what if the enormous henchman wasn't an enormous henchman, but they were small but like
just ninja,
an
like
excellent killer, that kind of thing?
Mm.
Then that's the sexy assassin, isn't it? I suppose they could be like a
Yeah, but
boxer or something.
so take like the favorite
Mm.
and just condense it into that tripart but as the baddies, without the whole film. Yeah, actually, the favourites.
Brooke said Rick Mayall.
Well, when you say are you talking
by the way.
having Olivia Colman, Rachel Weisz, and Emily Blunt as the three baddies?
That would be quite cool.
No.
I don't know if Rachel Weisz could pull off like a Jaws level henchman.
Anyway, no, I was meaning the concept. Anyway, Olivia Colman is my villain. I
quite like that.
Yeah, I like her especially if we're going for like the main villain being like a politician or something like that, because it'd be too obvious to have them be like basically Elon Musk, and that'd just be too close to real life. We don't want that.
Although you could do like Elon Musk played by
a turnip with a dick strapped to it.
Yeah, and maybe his girlfriend's Zendaya.
I don't know. Zendaya.
Yeah, no, actually, I like Zendaya too much. Brooke says Rick Mayall for Q. That would have been fucking great.
God, yes.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But full on bottom Rick Mayall with the underpants up to like just below his nipples.
Yeah, but then you need Adrian Edmondson in doing his.
He'd be pretty good. He
did both of them.
He was very enjoyable in Star Wars.
Who's that? Aid Edmondson. He was, yeah.
Just
he was another choice for villain was Domhnall Gleeson, by the way, as well.
Yep, could be pretty cool.
I think Tom had Charlize Theron, which makes me wonder if he's ever seen the Fast and Furious films. No, love interest is Charlize Theron. Villain was Cate Blanchett.
I mean, like, I don't think it's her fault. I think she obviously had just had a tax bill or something and was like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah, fair play.
It's I think no matter how good she is, the writing, the costume, and the makeup, you can't get past that role.
No, not really.
Tom Cruise as the love interest. I want to see how he copes with it in Scientology terms.
My love interest, and I'm fucking proud of this one, Diego Luna as Felix Leiter is the love interest for James Bond.
That is locked in. That's perfection.
Yeah.
Whether love interest or Felix Leiter, he should be Felix Leiter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, make him a love interest. Make it be more than just they're doing the odd favour for each other.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Have him be vulnerable to someone who's a main character who's going to be in it for more than one film. That could be.
Do you know who's bisexual really in this film? Fucking everyone. That's who's bisexual in this film.
Just keep your options open.
Yeah, 100%. I genuinely think Bond would sleep with a dude to save the country.
Fuck it.
Like,
some of the stuff he's done to save the country.
Yeah.
I think Bond would actually get into a polyamorous relationship because it would just float his boat.
100%.
I think there should actually not one. Therefore, we don't have just one love interest. We have multiple. We have it as a polyamorous.
Well, I mean, if it's a Bond movie, I mean, he tends to get through 3 or 4 people per movie, doesn't he? Really?
Well, a villain. Brooks is villain. All 3 Hemsworth brothers. Actually, I'd watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Because Chris is going to be
themselves.
Yeah. Just the Hemsworth brothers.
It's just that the actors. Yeah. Turns out they're evil.
Liam. The other one. The least attractive
one. Famous too. I was in a film playing my own brother. Yeah. Remember?
You could just get the brothers of the Avengers. You could get Chris Evans' brother, who was in Barbie, in there as well. Bless them. I know we're all very excited about seeing Luke Hemsworth as Geralt in the next Witcher series. So. Sure, it'll be fine. We'll see. Yeah.
So anyone, we don't have any suggestions from Moneypenny so far.
Oh, so my love interest was Greta Lee. She's in Past Lives, and she is superb. She's a great actor. And do you know what? She's age appropriate. Do you know the average age of James Bond? I looked this up earlier.
Oh, it's probably like 70 or something ridiculous, isn't it?
No,
42.
Roger Moore raised it significantly. Let's put it that way. It's 33. It might be 35, actually. I don't know. Youngest was Lazenby, who was 29.
Really?
Oldest was Roger Moore, who was
fucking 150.
You know what the average age of the Bond girls is?
Oh,
And
I
this
don't
is
think I want
fucking
to know the
disgusting.
answer to this.
19.
Early to mid-20s.
Yeah.
Zendaya is Moneypenny. Oh, yeah, but she'd have
No,
to be kick-ass
Lupita
Moneypenny.
I think
Nyong'o.
the difficulty with it is we'd kind of need to know what kind of a role this is going to be, because if it is literally just going to be a fucking secretary, that's not
fuck
that's
that,
not
not anymore.
great. So
This one.
you know, like Moneypenny's been quite well served in the last few movies. She's actually been pretty awesome.
Actually,
But she was the
Naomi
one
Harris
that did the
is-
oopsie and shot James Bond.
Yeah, but
Naomi
I
Harris
quite
has been
like that
perfect.
because you know they sort of they get to do those little I can see why you shot him now kind of jokes and things.
You could say that Naomi Harris was actually amazing.
No, she was great.
She was great, yeah,
an
she's brilliant.
excellent actor as
So
well.
I think we're working on the assumption that this is a complete clear out. There's going to be no
Lupita,
recurring
then.
roles here.
Look, okay, so Lupita Nyong'o's great. I think we've got to get Zendaya in this film somewhere because it is currently a film without Zendaya, and as we all know, that's currently illegal.
Is that not acceptable? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like she could be like a CIA operative or something quite easily.
Well, if you're not having Diego Luna as Felix Leiter, she could be Felicia Leiter. Mm-hmm. Or Felix Leiter. I don't give a fuck.
I like the idea too much of Felix
Dress her up,
Leiter being
dress
the
her
love
up as a
interest.
dude. I don't care. She'd still look amazing.
Yeah. Let's put a tash on her.
Yeah, she'd still look incredible. I guarantee Zendaya and a tash would still look incredible.
I think she's just one of those annoying people that sort of always looks perfect no matter what they're doing.
Yeah.
She will look good in a bin bag.
Love interest was Greta Lee because she's 44, and as I say, she's age appropriate for James Bond, and we've never really fucking had that.
Yeah, only other love interest when you mentioned Gillian Anderson, it's like actually she would be a great love interest because
He
who
can't
doesn't
be.
want...
He can't be sleeping with M. That would never happen.
But I know we've now chosen Gillian Anderson to be. This is a massive polyamorous relationship.
The entirety of MI6, I'm fucking with the CIA.
Why
They're
the world's
too.
gone to shit. They're all just too busy banging each other to pay attention to the intelligence feeds.
I'm
The
in.
next
Let's do
Bond
it.
film
I'd
is called
watch
Come
that.
As You Are.
We're going to show everything.
We're gonna show it.
The title
no,
of
so
the Bond film
if
is going to
Gillian
be
Anderson
Come As You
is
Are.
M, there's no. They cannot have a relationship like that.
No.
It would completely undermine the M character.
Yeah. Sexy older women as love interest. Yes, I think it has to be. I think we're past like. It's surely now creepy that James Bond sleeps with 20-year-olds, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah.
Like surely. we
Well,
can
I would
look
also
past
say
that.
Keely Hawes as a love interest because,
I could see that.
or you could, I mean, Liz Hurley still, Liv Tyler, come on.
I'm
Sorry.
So yeah, no, fair enough. I that's my
Shania
question.
Twain.
Shania Twain.
Shania
That's
Twain.
a weird choice. Someone who taught him everything and betrays him. Yeah, like the best love interest. That's got to happen.
Shania Twain taught him all she knew about country guitar.
So here's my thought, right? So at some point, Florence Pugh is there,
Sorry, we need to have
and she
Florence
absolutely
Pugh.
just takes him for a ride because he's an old dude, and he still like is relying on like his good looks and charm, and she's like this young person that's like, no, you're just an old dude, and you're being a pervert, and I'm going to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Should we
Because
also have
it's
Zoe
not
Kravitz in there? You know,
Are you just cramming in people you fancy, Duncan?
no, I was thinking of Phil actually,
Just...
and you.
Oh no, I love Zoe Kravitz. I'm. This isn't just my top 10 celebrities list though. Like, but, yeah. Kate Blanchett. Oh, Kate Blanchett's the love interest would be good.
Yeah.
Like obviously not just a love interest.
Actually, even Emily Blunt as a love interest.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett as M would have been good as well, but we already got
Yeah.
M's Gillian Anderson, so that's nailed in.
I mean, I like the idea of Kate
we're now just
Blanchett as-
waffling. We need to get back on track. We need to solidify things. We have Bond, which is Renee Jean Page, right?
Yeah.
Bridgerton dude. We have M, which is Gillian Anderson, yeah?
Yeah.
We settled on Q being Bob Mortimer. Is that right? Did we really go with that?
Like these films do have little comedy moments. Now, admit, last time they tried to
Now
get
this one,
an
Bond.
out-and-out funny person to be Q, it was John Cleese and it was awful.
Yeah, fuck John Cleese there. He's a prick. Okay, so yeah, Bob Mortimer is Q.
I love it.
Love it. the main villain we decided was Olivia Colman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Love interest, we want age appropriate. That's the only thing we've specified. Like 35 plus, I think.
Just not a child would be nice.
Not a child. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. I think, yeah. So my choice is Greta Lee, but that I understand that's a potentially weird choice. I don't think it is. I think she's absolutely stunning, and she's 44, and appropriate. Oh, my other choice for Q was Natasha Lyonne as well.
Oh, yes.
But maybe she could be like the Q equivalent for the CIA for Felix Leiter. Oh, we're taking Diego Luna as Felix Leiter as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So just the love interest to go, really.
Who is also Felix Leiter.
Who's also... Oh, that was it. Yeah. Okay. Problem solved. Then we've made the film. Solved.
Yeah. So we don't really have a money pit, and we don't have like a massive henchman type person.
Conor McGregor, straight from the set of this Roadhouse, where he looks utterly ridiculous. I don't want it to be The Rock. Can no one say The Rock?
Like someone like Glenn Powell or someone like that.
Okay, I mean, are we ruling him out as the love interest?
We don't have to.
Okay, he's dressed entirely as Gambit as well. Charlize Theron, yep. As like she could be like the henchman, I suppose, couldn't she?
Yeah, I mean, there's only a couple of
what's the name?
Lieutenants, aren't there?
I can only think of a Rosa Diaz.
Fuck. Skarsgård, one of them as the big henchman. I don't care which one. One of the three.
Well,
I was going to say
Alexander Skarsgård, Stellan Skarsgård, or who's the other Skarsgård?
There's William Billy Skarsgård.
That doesn't sound right.
Bob. Who's the one that fucking played Pennywise? Bill Skarsgård. That's his name. I'm 90% certain that's right.
Yeah, you are right.
There you go. Who's the other Skarsgård? There's a third Skarsgård brother, as well as the dad being Stellan Skarsgård. There's Alex Skarsgård, Bill Skarsgård, and
Gustav.
Stephanie Beatrice.
Elijah and Sam.
Here's the thing with Stephanie Beatrice. She is only that character when she's Rosie Diaz. So literally what you're actually saying is you want Rosie Diaz
henchman,
as the henchman, yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, would be quite cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Brooke. Yeah, I thought it was right. Yeah. I mean, Batista's and everything at the moment as well, isn't he? He's kind of
he's already been
choice.
He's already been a henchman.
Has he?
He's also. Have you not seen Spectre?
I have. It's one of the ones I thought was all right.
Yeah,
which is a high point for Daniel Craig's run as James Bond.
I can't remember what his name is in it, but he's the fight on the train.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Pablo as a henchman, Pablo Schreiber.
The guy who's playing Master Chief. Yeah. Yeah, well, he'll have his helmet off as much in that as he does in the Halo series as well. So why not?
I enjoyed the Halo series. So
I keep seeing adverts for it, and he's just sitting there with his fucking helmet off. Like, I'm not usually triggered by this kind of thing, but Master Chief doesn't take his helmet off.
But like the problem, if you start whining too much about this, it aligns you with a certain group of people quite quickly.
That's why I'm trying really hard not to, because you're right, Russ. You're absolutely right.
And there's a certain type of why isn't the Halo series just him running through a forest shooting aliens? That's what it is in the game.
Because it's attempting to do the same thing as you do when people do TV series or books. They just sort of alter it.
Yeah. Also, games do not make good TV shows if you just have the game on the screen.
You can definitely do a series where you don't see his face. Pedro Pascal as the bad. Oh, I like that. He's not in this yet either.
That's true. We don't. Yeah, Pedro Pascal as someone evil. That would be good.
It's like this assassin-y henchman kind of type.
Yeah, I like that.
There we go. He's like the big henchman. Who's not a big henchman.
No, but like he could bulk up a bit, and he's quite physically intimidating. He doesn't have to be like
At some point, Bond
bodybuilder.
fucks him too. Yeah, let's go.
And we're going to show everything.
And then it sort of goes on like that.
It just sort of ends.
Sort of ends.
So we've put together simultaneously the most woke and the most exploitative Bond movie in history. Quite proud of that.
How so?
Because from what it's a good 30 to 40% of this movie is just going to be people fucking.
Yeah, okay, but it's not exploitative. They're just fucking. Like,
guys, it's just a body.
Fine. Guys, it's just a body.
Come on, guys, it's the 90s. We're all cool with this now.
It's okay. So it's also, I think every time he fucks someone, it goes badly for him. Every single time in this film, I think that's what's got to happen.
It can't be like sleeping with people. Can't be a way that he actually gets stuff that he needs to finish the mission.
No, it can't be. Something that has just kind of happened in these James Bond films in the past. So maybe we just I think as well the plot of it is that Bond discovers that there is a royal that in the house in Buckingham Palace that's a paedophile, and he has to decide whether he outs them, and MI6 are trying to stop him from doing it. Just a purely hypothetical kind of situation that doesn't exist for realsies. Yeah, something like that.
Well, just like
sponsored by Pizza Express.
Like the seat of power of a government being raided by a bunch of right-wing incels. That would never actually
That's
happen.
how the film fucking ends, by the way. That was my choice. That was how I had the film ending, which is that the incels get so kind of MI6 are involved in trying to bring down the government.
Yeah.
And they're so activated that they eventually storm the House of Parliament.
In all seriousness, I would really like there to be, and they tried to do it with the last ones, but it's shoehorned in afterwards, and it did not fucking work. But for there to be an overall arc to these movies, they've all got to work self-contained. They can't be, part 1, part 2, part 3. But you could definitely do, everyone's so obsessed with cinematic universes and stuff these days, you could definitely do that there is something that is revealed over the course of these movies, and then the last one that our Bond is in is the climax of all that.
And then you do a spin-off of Felix Leiter. You do a Moneypenny spin-off and shit like that as well. You can do all of this if you get this right.
Yeah.
Which they won't, because they're going to release the same fucking film again.
Yeah, so they tried to do it Spectre, didn't they? They tried to make out that
was really good, Duncan.
Blofeld had been behind all the other Daniel Craig movies. It just didn't make any sense, at all. Yeah. And they had set up already that Mr. White guy and then there's no, he's not actually important. He's dead now. His daughter's hot though, isn't she?
I kind of hate twists in films as well. I've decided
it wasn't a twist. It was just obviously someone had gone, I've got a great idea, and nobody shot them down in time.
Yeah, I
would say Quantum. It's probably because of the strike that affected Quantum of Solace. Quantum of Solace technically throws everything out. If you remove that, then you've actually got the
bad rap.
works.
Quantum of Solace. I think it's
I know why.
Than people remember.
It's because it's a bad film.
It's not a.
There are.
It's not a good film.
Casino Royale, pretty good. Okay. Spectre, okay. Rest, shite.
Skyfall isn't bad.
Which one's the one with Home Alone?
Skyfall.
Oh, that's quite good. That's the one I think was quite good. Maybe not Spectre then. Skyfall's quite good.
So Skyfall also has the ridiculous
setting up the fun traps in the house.
Yeah, that is really good. That.
Yeah.
Actually, how Home Alone would have been.
Have you that VFX channel I watch on YouTube, the Corridor Crew one? Every now they'll do R-rated versions of movies, and they've done Home Alone, but what would actually happen to people if you did these traps? It's horrific. The other good one they've done is what would Star Wars be like if the stormtroopers could shoot straight?
No, it would be a lot quicker, I suppose, wouldn't it?
Look those up. They're really good.
I will do, definitely. I have to go now though because I've got to go and talk about.
Well, you can do that because we've cast and plotted
Let-
out fairly well the best Bond movie ever.
Quickly go through it then. Bond, Renee Jean Page,
Rene Jean Page.
John
I'm
Page.
still not completely
Reggie.
sure that I'm pronouncing that properly.
Regé
Regé, not Rene.
Regé Jean Page. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got to pronounce 10 defensive linemen's names in a second, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Like that,
So
that Key and Peele thing.
there is a Decoldist in this one, in this draft. His first name's Decoldist, and he has a sponsorship with an air conditioning company
That's incredible.
because he's Decoldist.
That is so good.
Kool-Aid McKinstry's another name I've got to go through at some point.
Amazing.
Some great names. There's General Booty is in college.
No, there isn't.
There's a fuck
There
off.
is- he's a
There's
QB.
General Beauty. He's a quarterback.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
his name is General Booty.
That's absolutely phenomenal.
Anyway,
Yeah. So Rene Jean Page, Jean Page,
Regé Jean.
Regé Jean
Regé.
Page. Okay.
Yeah.
He's Bond. Okay. We'll learn to pronounce his name before it happens. That's fine. M. Gillian Anderson. Q. Bob Mortimer. I still love it. The villain is Olivia Colman. Florence Pugh's the assassin, henchperson. Pedro Pascal is the other henchperson, but he's the one that Bond ends up fucking rather than Florence Pugh. Diego Luna is playing Felix Leiter, who is Bond in Bond's polyamorous relationship.
But Diego Luna is the one that he is in love with. Everyone else
Yes.
is just fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never did come up with a money penny, did we?
Well, I mean, there's like I think we've got there's some good options. We'd need to know more about what this Moneypenny role is going to entail.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Agreed.
Sweet.
I mean, it pretty much writes itself.
That's sorted. Right. Well, I'll just email that off to MGM, and I'm
Yeah.
guessing that the what time is it?
Money
in
will
LA
just
at the
flow
moment?
in.
Hey, MGM.
Probably by the
pricks,
time
way.
we wake up in the morning, it's going to be headline news.
If you heard this, if you get a chance, I'm not going to go into it because it's long, convoluted, and I'm not 100% certain it's true. If you get a chance, just Google MGM and Bruno Mars.
Intriguing. I don't think I haven't heard about this.
It's really weird, but it's fucking awful if it's true. So yeah, I don't know whether it is. You're looking up right now, aren't you, Russ?
Yeah, all I'm getting is tickets for Bruno Mars at the Park MGM Theatre.
Yeah. Well, there's maybe a reason that he signed on to do another 2 years of his residency. That's all I'll say.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
we'll leave that mystery for another time.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Once again, we've saved a film franchise single-handedly, and do we see
Easy.
fucking word of gratitude from them?
Never.
Unbelievable.
Crazy. Just lots of sex, but like all sex, not just sex with
Yeah.
women.
But it's
Not
like
exploitative sex.
tasteful, but
Yes.
we see everything.
And also fucking bring down the government in this one. And the monarchy while we're at it as well. Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd love it if that happens.
Yeah, me too. That's what Bond's all about, isn't it?
Awesome. Brilliant.
Yep.
All right. Somebody say bye-bye while I find the button I need to press.
Oh, shall I do the cue to music? Okay, so if you want to contact us, I didn't say it. If so you want to contact us, hit us up on Twitter or Instagram. It's just at TMTOH. And come join the Discord. It is the pinned tweet on the Twitter. It's the bio on the Instagram. We talk about a lot of this shit there every now and then. Mostly talk about models. We put pictures of our models and stuff on there. That's fun. Talking about maybe even doing a D&D session at some point. Who knows? And then also a couple of pods have gone up, including the latest Cinema Continues pod, where we discuss all the films we've seen between January and now, including Dune 2 and including Madam Web. So if you want to hear my thoughts on Madam Web and whether I thought it was a great film, I didn't, then listen to that. It's really good. I love talking about films. I love going to see films and then talking about films. Both of those are amazing to me. So yes. Next week, I promise we'll probably talk 40k. Probably.
Hopefully.
You know, gosh, it's been a whole week. So yeah.
I think I'm going to start the orc kill team next. I've got some fluorescent paints, and I want to do them all like crazy Dayglow fluorescent orcs.
Yes, Russ, I fucking love it. I'm going to finish my World Eaters because I've decided I'm all in on World Eaters. I'm going to paint up a 2,000-point World Eaters on me.
Going to finish my Deathwing.
Nice.
And magnetize more shit.
Yeah.
You've got absolutely no chance of getting that done by next week because magnetizing things takes forever.
Fucking ever.
What's happening next week? We playing?
No, I was just saying like by the next time we do a pod.
Oh, maybe we should show our progress next week.
Oh, I don't like showing
on the
people.
pod. That's not progress. That's just a dude that's sitting next to me.
He's glued together.
Isn't that a Centurion?
It's a aggressor.
All right.
Yeah. Right, guys.
You're meant to be doing a swift, slick exit to the podcast, but instead you still put
Thanks
out.
for watching. Thanks for listening.
Thanks,
Cue the
Handy.
music. Give music.
Someone said it.